welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am Comic Hero. Coming to you outside the new location of the all-new Clint's Comics here on Louisville Avenue in the Eastgate Shopping Center. And also, this is the first episode of the show here at this new location. I'm very excited about it, so let's go.
So this is going to be...
Now right here is the main part of the store. There's this awesome counter that Claire stands behind, well, most of the time. And right there, here's our back issues, and right there is my good friend Will Stroud. And then there's the box, and then there's some of the children's books. This is the children's area, or as I like to call it, Solace's Corner. Now then, we go back here. About to show you this awesome game room to all my Magic the Gathering and Vanguard friends. This is the brand new game room, folks, and I tell you, this is freaking awesome, to say the least.
It's a good backup.
I tell you, if you're anywhere, you don't even have to be in Monroe or anywhere in Northeast Louisiana. If you're anywhere in Louisiana, if you're anywhere all over the country, come to this store. You will not come in here disappointed. You will not exit disappointed. All right, it's time to give away a free T-shirt.
So there's a
Oh, and by the way, before I go on, there are going to be 2 episodes this week because I didn't get a chance to do this episode at the end of last week due to work issues. But so episode 106 is right now. Then right after you get done with this, watch episode 107. Because right now as I'm doing this, it's Tuesday, April 12th. And then when I do episode 107, it'll be Friday, April 15th. Now then, in the last episode I asked, which actor/comedian has Superman memorabilia in every episode of his long-running sitcom? Well, the answer, Jerry Seinfeld. And 5 people have answered correctly, and I'm about to draw their name for a free T-shirt. So, the winner of the free T-shirt for the day, for this week is Bobby Champ. No, I'm just kidding. No, Mary Leonard from Franklin, Louisiana. So congratulations, Mary. You win yourself a free Comic Hero tee. Now, because this is a short week, I'm going to ask a very, 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 very simple question. What state is Smallville located in? Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a free drawing for a free Comic Hero tee. So I gotta ask, any questions? I have 2 questions for this week, and the first question is from Courtney Emerson from Arlington, Texas. Now, he originally asked this question in the last episode, but I was unable to answer it because, well, you'll just see. He asked, did you enjoy Batman vs. Superman? And if not, what didn't you like about it? Well, Courtney, I don't mean to sound all Tuesday afternoon quarterback about it, but the movie was really kind of lukewarm to me in terms of the script. And the reason I say that is because I believe that up until like the fight between Batman and Superman, everything else was kind of like thrown in there. And I mean, when I mean thrown in there like a whole bunch of unexperienced writers during a writer strike. And I just didn't like half of it. Now, I don't care what anyone says, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman was gold. Although Jesse Eisenberg playing Lex Luthor, honestly, I couldn't tell whether that was Lex Luthor or the Joker he was playing. But I'm not at all upset about, Superman dying, because he was going up against Doomsday. Of course that was going to happen. But if from a scale of 1 to 10, I'd have to give that movie a 5. A very generous 5. But I'm really looking forward to the Justice League movie and then the Aquaman and Flash movies and the Wonder Woman movie that's coming out next year starring Gal Gadot. But yeah, not really a big fan. All right, and the next question is from Alicia Arsenault from Raleigh, North Carolina. She asks, I'm curious to know your opinion on who would... Well, actually, this is an Any Questions question, and at the same time, it's also a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown request. She asks, I'm curious to know your opinion on who you think would win in a Throwdown Showdown between Doctor Strange and Loki. This question is brought to you by Weird Pregnancy Dreams. You're welcome. Oh, man. Oh, by the way, Alicia and her husband Stephen are expecting their first child in a few months, so congratulations to the both of them. Well, let's get into it. Representing Marvel, we have Doctor Strange, and also representing Marvel, we have Loki. These two are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call
the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown.
Welcome to the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Today, it's Doctor Strange versus Loki. Doctor Strange is a practicing magician who draws his powers from a mystical entity such as Agamotto, Cyttorak, Icon, Ashtor, Rogador, and Watum, who lend their energies for spells. Strange also wields mystical artifacts including the Cloak of Levitation, which enables him to fly, the Eye of Agamotto, whose light is used to negate evil magic, the Book of the Vishanti, which contains knowledge of the white magic, and the Orb of Agamotto, which is used as a crystal ball. Loki possesses superhuman intelligence, strength, durability, longevity, astral projection, energy blast, flight, illusion casting, interdimensional teleportation, shape-shifting, and telepathy. Who will win? This fight would be full of magic and mischief. Loki would constantly play keep away with Strange throughout a majority of the fight. Then Strange's assistant Wong calls him over. Strange walks over to Wong, but the Eye Agamotto lets him know that it's not really Wong. Loki tries to sneak attack Strange, but as soon as the Eye Agamotto alerted Strange about the fake Wong, Strange conjured up super strength from Cyttorak and delivers a punch so powerful that it sent Loki all the way back to Asgard. Doctor Strange wins, and that concludes this fight on the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Well, I hope you enjoyed this Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, and because it's a short week, I'm going to have a fight of my own because I'm going to be doing another episode in 3 days. I'm actually doing this episode on a Tuesday again. I'm doing this episode on a Tuesday because I wasn't able to do it on Friday last week. So, charge it to my head, not to my heart. Actually, charge it to my head, but charge it to the heart of my boss at my job. No, I'm just kidding. No. I'm not going to say that because besides, I'm not going to say anything to get me fired. All right, now it's time for Comically Speaking. So without further ado, let's talk comics. All right, first thing I want to talk about is the conclusion of Batman and Robin Eternal. Now, Mother was just about to get Harper Row to kill Cassandra Cain after Harper Row had learned that Cassandra had killed her mother years ago. But then she decided not to do that and decided to help Cassandra. And then that's when the Robins came in and it was on. And also Azrael, aka Jean-Paul Valley, disrupts the Ichthys, which was the thing that was mind controlling all the children all over the world. And then also Orphan, who is Cassandra Cain's father, David Cain. He comes in and he kills Mother and takes his own life as well.
Wedding ring, so I can wear something pretty.
All right, and that's how it is. Also, it kind of flashbacks. It kind of flashes back. Well, skips forward after Robin War and Batman number 50. All right, the next thing I want to talk about. Oh, in the prologue scene, by the way. The next thing I want to talk about, and I have some very bad news for y'all that are fans of the new 52 version of Superman. He's dying. After absorbing the fires of Apocalypse and then injecting himself with kryptonite, or exposing himself to kryptonite, which gave him new powers, it pretty much killed off all the cells, and he is about to kick the bucket. And I think he's going to kick the bucket in this this story arc called Super League, which first kicks off in Superman number 51. And I just think that it's very unfortunate. But hey, not to worry. That Superman might die, but the Superman from the original DC universe is coming back in Rebirth, and he's not coming back alone. As I said before, Lois Lane is going to be joining him, as well as their son Jonathan Kent, Jonathan Samuel Kent to be exact. For those of y'all who are wondering, Vic, when did that happen? In Convergence last summer, Lois was pregnant with her and Superman's, she and Superman's own child, and she gave birth to him during Superman Convergence. And oh, by the way, this kid is also going to be the new Superboy. All right, and the last thing I want to talk about: Cate Blanchett has been cast in the Thor Ragnarok movie. Now, as to what her role is going to be, it is undetermined. But however, it wouldn't surprise me if she was going to be casted as Enchantress. I mean, it would make sense, because really, to me, she makes an amazing supervillain. Not so much a good person, but she makes an unbelievable bad person, in my opinion. Let's say, for example, if they were to do a Batman and Robin Eternal, I think they would strike gold by casting Dame Helen Mirren as Mother. Just my personal opinion. All right, that's it for Comically Speaking. Now then, let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
All right, first up is Hyperion #1. This is a new series for Marvel, and it stars, well, of course, Hyperion, who only goes by one name, and that's Marcus. Now, there have been different versions of this character, but this one is my all-time favorite. He debuted in the Avengers series that premiered back in 2012, and then finally he's getting his own book, and I can't wait to read it. All right, next up is Detective Comics number 51. This is an aftermath issue. Now, Jim Gordon was previously the Batman, while the other Batman was absent. And he's says here he's facing a deadly sands. I don't know exactly what that means, but I can't wait to read this either. All right, next up is Green Lantern number 51. Now, this is the penultimate or next to last issue of this series, and he's going up against the Hal Jordan from the previous the original DC universe, the one who's Parallax. And after the last one, it was kind of ugly, and I think this one is going to get uglier. All right, next up is Superman number 51. This is part 1 of the Super League story arc that's going on in this book, as well as Action Comics, Superman, Batman, and Superman, Wonder Woman. And in this one, Superman finds out he's dying. Don't worry. This is the one from the New 52. The Superman from the original DC universe, like I said in Comically Speaking, is coming back in Rebirth. Just wanted to say that in case y'all didn't really care for that one. All right, next up is Star Trek number 56. Now, I've yet to get started with this book, so bear with me. But Mike Johnson has been writing. What I can tell you is that Mike Johnson has been writing this book since the very first issue, and I cannot wait to read this book. I mean, it pretty much like takes place either. It takes place after and before Star Trek and Star Trek Into Darkness, but this series right now is taking place after Into Darkness and before Beyond, which comes out in theaters this summer. Next up is Uncanny Avengers #8. Now this is a story arc, a chapter in the standoff story arc. I've yet to get caught up with this, but I think in this one, by the looks of it, it looks like Rogue is coming face to face with Professor X, or is it? We all, as everyone knows, or as a lot of y'all might know, Professor X was killed by Cyclops while he was under control of the Phoenix Force in Avengers vs. X-Men back in 2012. So this may be a faux pas. As a matter of fact, this isn't the first time we saw a faux pas X-Men character. The first time was actually when they thought Gambit had showed up, and they found out it wasn't him. And then lastly, New Avengers #9. This is also a stand-up. This is also a standoff chapter. All right, that's 7 I bought, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 7,265. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Comic Hero Show. I mean, I originally wanted to do this on Friday, but sometimes Life 101 takes place, and there's really not a lot you can do about it. But I'm going to do episode 107 on Friday as originally planned. And for episode 107, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you this. I have a lot planned for that episode. I mean, it's a short week, and as a matter of fact, right after you're watching this episode, you may go ahead and just watch that other one. But I just hope that you didn't watch episode 107 first and watch this one, because if you are, what are you doing? And also, I'm going to be asking the question on social media. Excuse me. And that question is, what state is the town of Smallville in? And then I'll give the answer in episode 107. I'll give her away a free T-shirt. And again, congratulations to Mary Leonard for winning the T-shirt in this episode. And this is, I mean, this episode didn't really have a lot of fanfare like I hoped it did, but hey, it's an episode. This is, by the way, this is the first episode of the show here at this new location, and I tell you, as they all say, the best is yet to come, and yeah. Oh, and by the way, the main reason why I didn't do episode 106 sooner was because I had to drive down to Denham Springs, Louisiana. I checked into a hotel, and the very next day I went to the Strawberry Festival in Ponchatoula. Had a great time. Heard some great music from former American Idol contestant Lindsay Cardinale, who's originally from Ponchatoula. So yeah. All right, I'm Victor Nunley. I'm the Comic Hero. I'll see you in a few days for episode 107 right back here at the all-new, all-different Clint's Comics. So till then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero. Well, I hope you enjoyed this DC versus Marvel segment. And because it's a short week, and I'm going to be doing another episode in about 3 days, I'm going to come up with a DC... did I say Dang it! Blooper reel. All right, first up is New Avengers number 8. This is part of the standoff story arc that's going on. And... now then, it's time for Concrete Speaking, so without further ado, let's talk comics! Representing Marvel, we have Doctor Strange. And also representing Marvel, we have Loki. These two are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call...